0, 1. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome back everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use my strategy to make some really good money here on a stock that you probably know, an AAPL or Apple Inc. Okay, so let me get my big face out of the way and let's jump straight into what we need to know to make some money here. Okay, now ultimately what you can see here on the chart, to me personally, is the projection of consolidation. Okay, that's what this like bar coding to the right means, and in that it's a neutral stance. Okay, now it's important to note where the market has come from, which is pretty clearly defined by the directional bias of a bullish move going higher. So ultimately this is a bullish range, which we should be reminded that in a bullish range, buying the dips are definitely more preferred. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is define this range here. It's a little bit crazy looking, but once we kind of define it, things will be a lot easier to see. Now you will learn how to define ranges a bit more if you want to join the Patreon/Discord. But for right now, let's just say that the midpoint is going to be somewhere right here. Okay. Now with that being the midpoint, we can now find the deviations both above and below to find the levels of, like I said before, the resistance, which is right there, as well as the supportive structure. Let's change that to red actually, and as well as the supportive structure underneath. Okay, something right about there. So with that being said, these are going to be the two levels that we really need to be aware of. Now that we have a little bit of boundaries here, you can see that price action is a bit more easy to define, okay? Now, although this is a relatively large move down, you can arguably say that we are not actually broken out of this range just yet. Now that leads me to the two scenarios that we need to be at hand to make us some money over the next few days trading Apple, okay? Now the first thing is the fact that this is a big move, and ultimately big moves will like to retest the low, which leads me to the first variation that you need to be aware of, and that is the fact that we're actually going to push back down to the 243s before looking for that signature bounce to go back up to the prior high. Okay, now subjectively, let's break this thing down really quick and a little bit in depth. We want to get underneath this level here at 243.67. Okay, let me move this over to the right. So that's the level you want to really look for before trying to buy. Okay, now ultimately what we're trying to capture is back to this prior high, which is going to be subjectively right now at 251. Okay, so that's going to be the goal ultimately. Now the bigger range that we just spent a few minutes drawing is going to be the kind of the bigger picture. Okay, and that bigger picture would dictate the fact that we should see the full distance underneath this range rotation, and that is just currently now using this low. Again, we could drop a little bit lower, all right? And if we do, we just kind of skim this down and grab that low. And in this scenario, we're going to now look for the full rotation all the way back above, okay? Now, obviously, we won't be greedy trying to capture the biggest portion, but we will have steps, okay? More than likely, we'll try to hit this prior high as we push up higher, and then we'll leave a final contract to go to the upside if you know everything kind of just works out perfectly for us, basically. So for right now, again, looking for the market to push down, looking to buy, rotating back up. We'll have several different points of exits as we go back up, as you will see in tomorrow morning's live stream. Okay, so just be aware that this is kind of the idea when trading Apple specifically. Now, the second variation you need to be aware of is the fact that there could be an immediately bullish path going higher, okay? Now, with that being said, the bullish path going higher is going to want to directly move from this pivot. So chances are it's going to first look something like so. And again, like I said before, the major objective is to try to retest this high at 252. So for right now, that's what you're looking for. Now, if this thing really wants to get going, it will subjectively push up higher in one of the formations that should look pretty close to like this, okay? You'll see it push up, you'll see it pull back, and then continue going higher, okay? So what you really want to do is to try to get in based off of two levels, okay? The first level is actually above this pivot high right here at 252, ensuring the fact that you're getting in before the rotation goes back to the upside. However, the most pro-like entry is probably going to be trying to get this pivot right here as the market kind of dips down before ripping back to the upside. Now, this will take a keen eye as well as a specific trigger entry, so just be aware that this trade right here is the best opportunity opportunity, but it comes with a specific knowledge of how to trade the market, okay? So just be aware that if it does kind of essentially gap up tomorrow or rise higher before breaking down, you kind of want to look at one of these variations like this, okay? So there's going to be the two, I would say, primary paths to be aware of as far as Apple leading into the next few days, okay? Always be aware of a collapse going lower, which we will cover in depth in one of the live streams in the future. But for right now, like I said, these are going to be the main two variations that will ultimately make you the most money. And again, the preferred one is the fact that we actually make a new lower low into 243.50 and then rise out of the ashes, okay? So again, everyone, if you want to see me day trade the S&P 500 using this exact same strategy, then make sure you come back to the YouTube channel at 9:30, where I have a daily live stream that shows exactly how I'm trading this very same strategy, but on the S&P 500, okay? So feel free to like and subscribe, go through all the other videos so you can try to figure out exactly how this strategy is going to make you the most money possible. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all on the next candle.
I know it's hard to trust so-called gurus. That's why I live stream my trades every single day, Monday through Friday, starting at 9:30 a.m. The live stream isn't for you to copy my trades, it's to show proof and credibility that my strategy works. The stream is delayed and muted to protect my edge. But if you want to see everything unmuted and in real time, check out the Discord and Patreon links below. You'll get exclusive perks and the opportunity to learn the system for yourself, so you don't miss great opportunities just like this one.
So you can see the chart here. All right, so what we have here overall was kind of a unique situation because we were expecting a whole bunch of different things, and ultimately what we ended up getting was a potential range rotation as well as just a continuation off of the bigger move, okay? So that being said, the low of this was kind of a unique entry, okay? This is a Gore pattern to the T. And with this, you can see it's more of a cascading, rising, higher high, and which gives us a nice entry off the base of this channel, okay? Now, that being said, the entry was a bit robust and big, leaving me to not be able to enter in ideally above the candle. So I ended up having to actually place my entry underneath based on the correct entry level, okay? That's what you're basically seeing right now. So with that being said, as soon as market action pulled back some, I do believe we entered in right here, yes. So with us entering in right here, now we're going to use our volatility-based algo that you will get as a tier 3 member. And this will basically allow you to understand where to put your stop loss based on the day's volatility. So with that being said, as I adjust this, I'm going to fast forward just a bit so this doesn't take all day. But as you can see, we have our stop loss now there at the lows, which is equal to our stop loss at the highs, coincidentally. And then we use other levels objectively above to get our second and third targets, okay? As you can see here, after we did pull back and kind of danced around a bit, we ultimately ended up, if I continue to fast forward this, you can see in just a second, we did get our first target, and we did get our second target right here. Oh, excuse me, right in a second. We did move our stop loss up because we got our first target. Sorry about that. Then we got our second target right there. And now it's just a matter of are we going to get our last target? So there is a rhyme and reason to how we kind of trail, just so you know. But in this instance, as you can see, as we steady started to creep up dramatically closer to our target, we essentially maintained our stop loss closer as well. So as it continued to push up, we continue to push up as well. There is a trade secret for this, so don't fret. When you do become a member, you'll learn this. But in general, it just allows us to stay in as best we can, okay? So as you can see, our target was up there. We adjusted accordingly, and we did end up getting stopped out before the target high, although I did adjust the target high just a bit. So we ended up getting pretty much all the move, okay? So that being said, everyone, this was the trade of the week that you'll be seeing pretty much in all the videos for today or for this week. And if you don't want to miss opportunities just like this, then simply look down below for the description so you can get access to the Discord/Patreon, okay? Thanks for watching. See you on the next candle.